Hello and welcome to another Demon 212 XBL review. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Metal Slug 3, which if you've never played it before, it's an action-adventure, like arcade blowout type thing. It's personally my favourite in the series. I absolutely adore this one. I don't think they've managed to get better. They came close with 7, also known as Double X, because that's the best version of 7. Helping options, you can do a few basic things. You can change your continues or credits, whatever you want to call them, to infinite. You can view how to play on that. Leaderboards and achievement are self-explanatory. Multiplayer, you can thankfully play local, although you don't actually go into multiplayer, you go into single player and ask the other person to push start. It's odd. 4 characters, and unfortunately the only downside to the Xbox version of the game is that the screen is stupidly small and there's no way to make it bigger. So, if you've never played a Metal Slug game before, this is the whole point. You go left to right, right to left, shoot the crap out of the enemies, down like from the bottom of the level to the top. You get to the end of the level and a boss appears and you do it all again. There's 5 stages overall, and while that may seem really short, the game's pretty cheap. It's highly replayable. I must have beat this game over 50 odd times. It's just one of those types of games that I will sink my teeth into and play and play and play. And it's why I like the compilations of these games, because then you can go through all of them in one sitting and it's a good way to spend an afternoon. What makes this one different though to the other games in the series, this was where it introduced multiple routes. Basically, you would expect to go at the top there where the sign is, but you can also sneak under, go there and go into a Metal Slug. It also introduced a load of new Metal Slugs. There were 10 overall in the game, and there's things like woolly mammoths, ostriches I believe in it, camels, airplanes, helicopters, as well as your standard tanks. There's mech type things, and it's just, it all adds to replayability because it's a case of finding the 10 Metal Slugs, trying them all out and finding every route and playing through them, and it just makes a fun game to replay all that much fun to replay, really. There are some zany things with the game. As you might have noticed, now I'm currently fat because my character's overate, and when you fight, your grenades change and your weapons change. There's also some really cool things like the zombies. Now, I absolutely love being a zombie, so I'm definitely going to have to show that off, but I am coming up to a boss, so I'll just cut into that first. So, here's a boss, and here's also one of the Metal Slugs. It's just the regular standard tank that you get quite a lot in the game. And obviously, as you'd imagine, the whole point of the boss is he's cannon fodder and you have to kick the crap out of him. So you're going to be dying most likely a lot and using a lot of grenades. It tends to be what I do in order to get rid of a boss fast if I can't be bothered to just fight him with guns and that. As you might have noticed, and I'll say this again only if you've never played the game, because those who have will know, the POWs, the guys with long hair, they're basically prisoners of war that you have to rescue, and when you rescue them, they give you bonus points or weapons or extra ammunition, just things like that. While I do own the game on the PSP, which something's actually quite got me confused about this, is the fact that even the PSP has widescreen support. I still always like buying it on a console so I can play co-op, and I bought it on the Xbox mainly because the VC still hasn't had it released, and it's a little annoying because I really don't like playing these games with an analog. So just thought I'd mention that. The other thing I can mention, now that I am finally a zombie, while there are a lot of weapons on the game, and there's things like flamethrowers, shotguns, machine guns, things like that, personally the best weapon on the game is puking, because when you're a zombie you can push B, use a grenade, and instead you'll puke. So if I can just, there we go, get my brother to do that. I was going to say, and he already did it. And you can get yourself cured if you want to, although I don't know why you would. Yeah, you move slow and it can be a pain to some people, but you can pick up a med pack which cures you, and it's one of those, if you manage to beat this level as a zombie, it's incredibly cool because, well, puking can pretty much kill the boss in one. There's also some daft little things here like this. I've got a thundercloud where every time I fire now, it's going to electrocute things for me. So that's pretty much the game in a nutshell. If you like this sort of game, there's a demo obviously being the Xbox. I personally, as I say, think this is the best in the series by far, so check it out. So there we go then. That's been the review. I hope you found it helpful. I don't score the games because that's based purely on opinion, so instead I'll leave you to make your own mind up. So thanks for watching, and if you've got any questions about the game that I didn't answer in the vid or that hasn't been answered in the comments, then feel free to ask and I'll help if I can. Also, If you did find it helpful, don't forget to check out my channel because there's plenty more like this up there, and don't forget to subscribe because there'll be plenty more to come as well. So until next time, this has been Demon212, signing off.